What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to another episode of Fantasy Bench Warmers. Actually, this is a mock draft, well, not really a mock draft episode, but this is our first draft among our 13 head-to-head leagues. This is the Answer head-to-head league. Together with me, of course, I'm JJT. With me, of course, Commish, who will provide some commentary and some comments about picks of certain managers. That's the reason
Yeah.
why we did not have the managers join us in this Zoom session so that they won't be able to hear the commentary. Well, they will be able to hear them after um, the session or once we upload it. I will have the 13th pick. So I'm not sure yet who to pick. Who do you suggest, Kamish?
Well, let's look at the queue. Okay. From this, Jokic, of course, for us, Jokic, Giannis, Luka, Harden, Embiid, KD. Those are 6. Trae Young, 7. Steph, 8. Tatum, Karl Anthony Towns, 9 and 10. I think those guys will be gone by the time it's your turn. Lamelo, 11. And then
What are the chances Lamelo falls?
I
No
highly doubt,
chance.
highly doubt if he falls.
All right, I'm thinking.
Um,
I'm thinking it's between LeBron or I'm not
Tyrese.
sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if
Yeah,
I want to take a chance with Tyrese. And then
it's actually you're 13th, right?
13. Yeah.
13th, yeah. So it's actually gonna be between LeBron, Tyrese, and Dame Lillard. I think that's gonna be your choice.
Now I'm hoping I can get either LeBron and Dame or Tyrese and Dame. So I'm also kind of targeting Dame here at the 13th pick.
Yes.
Uh, with another, either LeBron or Tyrese. That's what I'm looking at so far.
If you can get Dame at 13 and then at the 16th pick be able to get Tyrese, that would be dream combination, I think.
Do you think
Looking
Dame would not get to this 16th pick?
um I haven't seen him go there in the mocks that I've seen.
How high has he
In
gone?
his expert mocks also. 11, 12. I think 11, 12, 13. That's his range. Because when you get past Lamelo, Carl Anthony Towns, Trey, when you get past these guys, it's a matter of taste really. But aside from LeBron, I haven't seen Tyrese go earlier than Dame a lot. It's really been Dame over Tyrese because I think people still value the experience of Dame, I guess,
Yeah.
compared to Tyrese, a little unproven. So there's that. The only player that is a wild card here is Ja Morant because there are some managers picking Ja earlier, like top 13, top 14 early, like first round early, late first round early. So if that happens, then that would be helpful to you
Yeah.
because of course there's no way Ja should go in the first round. But
Now, if
yeah,
I pick LeBron,
or
if I pick
LeBron, yeah, or LeBron.
LeBron, would LeBron Dame be a good combination here?
Yeah, if you had the 14th pick, I would consider LeBron. I would have considered LeBron, but you don't need to go to LeBron, I think, unless you really prefer him over Dame, over Tyrese Halliburton. I think it's a choice between Lillard, LeBron, and Halliburton. It's your call because you have the 13th pick. You'll end up with one of the three. So it's really up to you. If it were me, it's really Lillard for me. No, it's Lillard. I would prefer Lillard over the three, and then I would choose Halliburton then LeBron. But LeBron's also a good pick. It's also a good pick
Now,
here.
looking beyond the second pick, I think the third round would be a string of centers that would be picked there. There's a bunch of centers there that could be picked. Siakam is there at the third round. Gobert, at least in the rankings. Robert Williams, Nikola Vucevic. the
I don't
Andre
think those guys
Ayton.
will fall to you. I don't think those guys
I
will
know,
get to
right?
your spot. Yeah, if you want a big at your spot, it's really Jarrett Allen, Kristaps Porzingis, Evan Mobley, Zion. These are the guys. Vucevic is probably the best center that could fall to you because that doesn't have as much hype.
Yeah.
But the other players you mentioned, I highly doubt. Siakam has been going to the top 30, so I don't think he'll fall to the 40s, the early 40s where you're picking. So
All right. Let's see.
Ayton, yeah, DeAndre Ayton. There we go.
All right.
I think
We're gonna start off the draft. Let's see this draft board. Wait, let's go to the draft board. So there,
yeah,
Jokic, no surprise there. Giannis gets the second pick. Not really surprising, as we've said. Giannis, is one of our favorites there, the top 3 or top 5 at least.
It
Luka.
well, they're following basically our rankings.
They
Although I
might be
have
listening.
Embiid and Harden a little ahead of Luka.
No, after these 3,
Uh
actually, the next one is always a question mark already, whether you go Harden, Embiid. So
if
let's
you have the
see.
third or fourth, it's either Luka or Embiid for me. And then fifth is KD probably or Harden. The fifth and sixth picks. That's where I'm leaning towards right now.
All right,
Well,
so Steph
there you
moves
go.
up to the 4th. I like it when, they
I
pick higher than what we expect. Embiid goes to
Steph,
the 5th. Nothing surprising. KD's dropping a bit. Let's see if KD's gonna be picked here at the top
I have a
6 or 7.
offline slow draft, and KD fell to 8 in that draft. So I guess people are still worried. Although I did consider him in my pick there. I was fourth. I chose Luka over KD because I went with something more sure.
Yeah.
Since it's a 16-team league, so I wanted something. It's hard if you get someone, your first rounder gets injured or doesn't play or whatever. So I just chose that. But I would be very very happy with KD at the top 5.
So Harden goes 6th. There's a big difference already between last year's draft and this year's draft, right? Last year's draft, probably the top 10, 12 picks were fast. Everyone really knew who to pick. Here, we already saw it. A 4th pick. At the 4th
I
pick,
think if you're in the
it's...
first round, it should still be fast. I mean, you should have your rankings ready already. It
Yeah,
should be
but,
fast, but
if you, a player you thought you might fall to you was suddenly picked, then that might be. But yeah, you're right.
Cat
First round should be
Cat
easier.
went 7th, a little high in our online draft.
All right,
He went
Lamelo
4th.
went
He went
8th.
4th. Yeah, I went 5th. I'm sorry, he went 5th. So he's going higher. Karl Anthony Towns is going higher lately, climbing up some draft boards. So here he went 7th, Lamelo 8th, KD 9th, and
Right.
Tatum 10th. So KD at 9, that's great value. KD at 9 is great value. You asked me about Lamelo Ball. I told you it's impossible. I've seen more Lamelo Ball climb to the top 6, even top 8, than fall out of the top 10. So
So
this should be trade.
I'm hoping, Trey falls to me, but I'm expecting Trey being drafted here. But if
You're the next one. You're the next one.
no, two
Either of the
more,
next
two
two.
more, two more.
Yeah.
So
Could
there,
be Lillard.
Trey.
Trey, there you go. So this is a key pick here. Is it Lillard? Is it Tyrese? Because
So Anthony Davis gets picked.
okay, so
So
the
I
Jeremy
probably
should not.
I think I'll go Lillard here at the 13th.
Yes, I would agree. I would
That's
agree with
the
Lillard
initial
here.
plan we had.
Yeah,
And
that's a
then
good pick.
hopefully
I think
be able to get Tyrese.
AD at 12 is one of the most surprising things I've
Okay, this
seen
is
so far
Angelo.
in
Angelo's not
drafts.
even a Laker fan, I think. This is Angelo of the South Boys podcast.
Okay, Angelo. Angelo, I guess he's banking on the
Ah,
there you go.
Tyrese got
Tyrese
picked.
and LeBron.
No, Tyrese got picked.
So
So now we're gonna have some problems here. Do we go DeJounte?
My consideration here would be the Jonte, Kyrie, and Booker, the top three. That's actually my choice also. Paul George is also another consideration.
But Lillard
So
is
those four.
a little I'm a little worried about Lillard is somewhat of a risk as well. We don't know how much he's gonna play. If I pick Kyrie here, that might be a double whammy.
That's true. I like the Jonte. I don't know, but at 16 people might find it high. It's just my personal thing. I don't know about Jeremy, but I'm higher on the Jonte than other
I'm thinking of getting
managers.
Paul George, but I've been so burned with Paul George before.
I would rather go Booker than Paul George, actually. If I had the choice.
All right, I'll take my chance on DeJounte.
That helps you with your that solidifies your assists. Of course, your it helps your steals because Lillard doesn't steal as much.
Yeah.
Free throws is okay. Right now you have to.
So now Angelo pick AD and Paul George.
The Anthony Davis Paul George combo is very very ballsy. That's a little. I'm not gonna do that. I would say it's tough. The LeBron Tyrese one I like. That's actually a very popular combo.
That's actually one of the combos that I was thinking about. That I thought might fall to me, but that's a good one. Trey Bam is okay.
Garland is too high. Garland is at what pick are we? 19th. That's too high. That's too high. I don't know if they're following Yahoo's ADP right now, but Garland after Donovan's entry should not be picked in the top 2 rounds for me. It should go to the 3rd round at least. That's he took a hit with Donovan, so it's a little high. But let's see. I like the DeJounte pick for Jeremy, but now he has to improve some of his stats.
Yeah, I'm worried about the bigs because we already saw a while ago. Not much might be available to me.
But I'm thinking you can go punting blocks here at this point. If that's a possible thing. When it goes back and Rob Williams is not there anymore, or maybe even Ayton or some bigs are not there.
I doubt Rob Williams is one of the popular picks, so I doubt he's gonna get there.
Been falling. The trends I've seen, Anthony Edwards goes 20, a little high also for me. But the Durant Edwards combo.
Who's dropping though? Kyrie, as expected, has been dropping. His ADP is 15 or 16. But surprisingly, Booker has been dropping. I mean, yeah. Not a very popular fantasy option, Devin Booker is really.
That's a good pick. Again, the LaMelo Devin Booker guy, GD, has probably a little similar build as you with Lillard Murray. So, I guess both of you would be looking for bigs on the next round. Actually, a lot of people will be looking for bigs. There's not much bigs that been picked.
The third round probably.
Yeah, there's the Sabonis.
Second big, or at least the first big, the second big in the second round. Sabonis.
I would go Gobert here. If I have Harden, I would go Gobert. I like that combo. But if not Gobert, Cade Cunningham is also a good player to partner with Harden. He's been rising crazily lately. He's actually been going ahead of Anthony Edwards, which for me is the right thing. I have Cade rising above Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, so I think that the challenge with Anthony Edwards is not really about him not performing, but more of there's just so many players out there who can perform in Minnesota. So who's picking now? Dale.
Yeah, he can go a lot of ways with Harden. I guess that's
but you're right. That I think that Gobert pick. I mean, if Harden gets 8-9 assists per game, right? He can secure that and then get Gobert, who probably give you 10-11 rebounds.
Ja Morant. Okay. It's not that high.
Gobert might
23rd
not be
is
a
okay.
popular pick here.
Let's see. But Ja at 23rd, partner with Harden, that helps you. That helps you with some, of course, the free throws of Ja not as high as Harden's, and the volume might contradict a little bit Harden's strengths. So I'm not too sure about that. But the other stats, they're pretty okay. Rebounds, assists, the counting stats, the points, they're good combo. The choosy here went with Siakam. Ooh. The
A little
African
too
talent.
high, right?
Just around right. Siakam has been going 27 to 29. It's been going around that range. He's actually had a bounce back draft season compared to last year where he went to the
70s,
70th.
yeah.
Yes, he has been climbing up, and just right. I think he's bound for a big season with Toronto. Kyrie at this point is already a value pick. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say a steal. I'd say he's a value pick already.
I think if you have
If he goes to the Jokic team, this
ooh,
league is in trouble. Yeah, I'm just gonna say because
yeah.
Jokic's perfect partner is Kyrie, really. And since it's a turn, it's back-to-back picks.
So Shea gets, surprisingly another surprise pick here for me. I think, like you said, I'd rather have Kyrie, although Kyrie Steph might not be the best. Well, they're good combo, but Steph with Rudy Gobert, Joel's favorite combo, would have been nice.
Van Vliet went 26th, so he went earlier than Kyrie. Rudy
There.
Gobert, that's a good pick. Giannis and Gobert. That's a good pick.
Now let's
He's
see if
punting free throws.
Kyrie's gonna be picked here.
He should pick Kyrie.
No,
28,
he's on a
29.
back-to-back pick, yeah. I think.
Yeah, he should pick Kyrie at this point.
I'm pretty
And
sure he's
the
thinking
fit is
about
good.
it, but he's also thinking about the risk.
Yeah, but I think especially with the Jokic, you have a good player who could be basically two first rounders, equivalent of two first rounders.
And a solid
Allows
one.
you
I mean,
to hedge the risk a little bit. And then on the return, you get another player who probably safer. Probably a Cade.
yeah.
I would look for a Cade here.
That's
If
that's
not,
actually a good one. If he picks Cade and Kyrie back to back, I think that's a very solid lineup already.
yes. I would go there. I would, and then if you do that, the assist is strong, points is okay.
He went
Oh,
Butler.
Jimmy
Kyrie still
Butler.
falling. What are the chances? Ah, man, we have back to back point guards. What are the chances Kyrie falls to us?
I won't pick Kyrie now. If you pick Jimmy Butler
I
ahead, no,
know.
I won't pick Kyrie anymore. That's the risk is Jimmy already. So
So he picked
Bradley Beal.
Jimmy
Mm.
Butler and Bradley Beal. I think Bradley Beal's a nice pick. I don't like the Jimmy Butler pick, but Beal at this point, I'm okay with that.
It's
But
okay.
like we said, we'd rather have that Kyrie feel.
Okay, Jalen Brown. Jalen went 30th ahead of Robert Williams. That's something I'm shocked, especially since he had Giannis and Gobert.
Not really
I would have,
something. Not really
I
something,
would have, yeah, I would have thought he could have gone for a point guard here to improve his assists, unless he's punting
I mean,
assist
he
free
could have
throws.
went with Kyrie. Sure. That would have been nice.
Yes, or Chris Paul. Chris
Arcade.
Paul would have been
Arcade.
okay. Or Cade. But Cade's assist is not as high as Paul. I think if he had chosen Chris Paul with Giannis and Gobert, that although his points might be a little iffy, but he could try to shore that up in the next rounds. Jalen puts him in the 9 ball or in the 8 ball, behind the 8 ball in terms of assists. Aside from, of course, his free throws already shot. So that's two categories already
All
at
right,
this
so we
point.
have to figure out who to pick. I think we need a big guy here. If Aiton falls to us,
That is your choice. Aiton, Kristaps, I think. Miles Turner, Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley. These are the guys. I don't think you like Zion, so I'm not
No, I'm not gonna like. I don't like Zion.
Especially, you're not punting free throws. I won't suggest that. At this point, those are the only players, the only bigs that I would consider.
But Mobley's free throws were bad.
Yes, that's true.
So I think Aiton is the safest choice here.
Aiton
If
and Kristaps. Aiton and
yeah,
Kristaps. Yeah.
you
Especially
like
Kristaps
Kristaps, huh?
helps.
You like Kristaps.
Yeah, I like Kristaps. At your range, what is your range? You're at 30, 35? A little
No,
high for
40.
Kristaps. 35.
No, I'm
Are we at
I'm
the
at
40?
40.
Oh yeah,
40.
this is what 14 team. So you're at 41. I think that's pretty good already. Pretty good.
So Team Koi's got Steph, Shea, and Chris Paul. 3-point guards. I'm gonna be I won't be surprised he's gonna have some problems getting some solid centers in the fourth.
Actually, that's a strategy that a lot of managers
Yeah, go big or
are
go
using.
small, right? I used to
Yeah.
do that.
In our offline slow draft, Eric Ong actually is doing this. He had the Jonte, I think he had Chris Paul, he had Desmond Bain, he had I think first
Those are
four or
his
five picks.
favorites. Desmond Bain,
Yeah,
DeJounte, those are his
yeah.
favorites. The Aaron
He
Fox
went
went 33.
too early, but it's okay. Unless
Imagine how low Donovan is dropped.
I wouldn't pick Fox over Donovan unless you're punting free throws. I don't know if he's punting free throws. He has Embiid, so um, I find that a little high. That pick. He had Siakam and Embiid. That's not punting free throws. So Fox, especially with that combo, Fox doesn't shoot as much threes, so that's gonna be a
Maybe he's
problem
gonna
also.
be
So
punting threes.
it's hard to punt threes, but yeah, possibly. But again, I would prefer Drew Holiday.
Scotty Barnes,
It's
way too
okay.
high. It's okay. I
Yeah,
think
a little
that's
high.
way too a little over Cade.
Right now, well, Cade is falling. It's not about Barnes being too high.
True.
It's more of Cade is falling.
Yeah.
Again, I would not choose Fox. I would not choose Jalen Brown. I would not choose Bradley Beal over Cade. I would not even choose Jimmy Butler over Cade. So that's a little high. If Cade falls to you, you just have to pick him right now at this point. If he somehow falls to you,
Now, if Cade and Kyrie is gonna be available there,
someone should pick him up right now.
who?
It's too low.
Kyrie?
Kyrie,
No, I
even
wouldn't be
Kawhi right
surprised.
now.
I wouldn't be surprised if no one picks him. I mean, was picked.
Solid pick. That's a solid pick. That's also my pick. That was my pick in our offline draft. I had Drew, Luca. I went with solid players who
I
I
wouldn't be
feel is less
surprised if
risky.
Kyrie goes 40 plus 40th, fourth round.
Well, the way it's going, that's where he seems
Now
like.
here's what I'm thinking. If
There you go.
someone pick Kyrie.
With KD. Wow. Keith. I love your bravery.
All
So
right,
Mobley,
Donovan.
Donovan. Cade could fall to you. Because if it's DeMar, Cade, Kawhi,
Now,
Zach.
where should we pick Kawhi? Or we
Kawhi
should
at
not.
this point is actually already a good gamble, but you have Lillard as your first pick. I don't know if you want to risk that much, but he's already very solid at this point because well, if I'm Angelo, I'm gonna go for it.
He went with
There,
the
Jared
center.
Allen.
So I think Cade is the most logical choice here.
Yes. I'd go Cade.
And then I'll
Strengthen your
probably get a center as we start the fourth round, right?
Yes. You
I
don't
think.
no worry with centers because Aiton is there, Zion is there. I don't think it's gonna go back to back both Zion or Aiton. If not, you got J Val there. So
All
I
right.
think it's
So
solid pick. That
we got
41st is
some
really low. It's really
players
low. That's a
we like.
value. I love that. I love that position for him. You could actually interchange the Jonte and Cade. And getting both with Lillard is solid, really solid.
So really, surprising picks for me has been Scotty Barnes. I think the biggest surprise. Jalen Brown was kind of a surprise as well. It's a third round.
Fox.
Yeah, Fox. So
I'm shocked that Kyrie is there. I'm more shocked who picked Kyrie. I'm shocked that he went to a team with KD because that's really a risky combo.
But in an
So
ideal world, that's a nice one. It's just that at this point. So Miles Turner. All right. So I
Kristaps.
think we can go Aiton here.
Yeah. I
Right?
think Aiton is the right pick here. I think you're punting blocks at this point.
I'm just trying to look the others. Yeah, I think I'll go Aiton.
Okay.
I don't like the punting strategy, so hopefully later on might get some players who can block too.
Well, I know you don't punt, but
I don't like that.
well, for me,
I always
for
have a
me,
hard time when I punt.
when you're in head to head, it's tough to win
Not to,
without
right?
punting. Really. Yeah, you really. It's
Yeah,
better if
it's
you
not
have
like
strategy.
punt in a way that I'll always lose. I just want to give myself some fighting chance, right? I mean, even if I'm not the best at blocking. My team's not the best at blocks. At least get some players who can block, and maybe give myself, chances against some teams.
It's more of if you disregard that category, lots of value will open up to you at this point, especially at this part of the draft. So
True.
if it happens that your blocks are so but decent enough to be competitive, that it's okay, but should not be a consideration.
All right. So Jonas Valanciunas. So a big lineup here by Angelo. Yes, Anthony Davis, Jared Allen, and Valanciunas. Risky, like you said, ballsy picks. I mean, Valanciunas. I'm not even sure he can repeat what he did last season.
Wood at 47 is too high. There you go. I was saying if that Kawhi team, Keith picks that Kyrie KD team picks Kawhi, he's just basically saying screw it.
Let's take the risk.
Either I'll be the 14th place here, or I'll win.
Yeah.
And managers who have that thinking, they're scary because if this works out, I mean, he has possibly 3 first rounders here in the first 4 picks.
Yeah.
Kyrie, per game, he has 3 first rounders here for sure. KD, Kyrie, Kawhi. He has 3 first rounders per game. The question is,
The totals.
how many games combined will these 3 play? So that is the concern there.
GD got Terry Rozier as the 49th pick.
That's a good pick. I like him. I like Terry.
And
They
then
go back to
Desmond
back with
Bain goes 50th to Mark.
I find it high. I don't know, over Levine, over Middleton. I'd probably pick those two over
Okay, so
Desmond
who's
Bain.
falling now? Who's falling? Zach Levine's falling.
Zach Levine, yeah. Zach Levine's falling.
And well, Middleton's not really falling, but he's ripe already. I think he's gonna be picked anytime now.
Yes, he does have an injury, but reportedly he should be good to go. So there. If you can get Sengun, that would be a good situation for you. I like Sengun for your team.
I don't think Sengun's gonna get to me.
Yeah, but we'll never know. You can hope. I mean, Cade fell to you. He's one of the high picks this year. He fell all the way to 41. So we'll never know. But if you don't get
there's
Sengun,
a lot of nice, decent centers here. In the next,
you can get your centers later on. can maybe focus on other stats still.
So Zion gets
Noel,
picked 51st.
I'm kind of confused with his team because he had Harden and then he went with Morant, Barnes, and Zion. So it's kind of confusing to me because
Maybe these are his
it's
favorite players.
maybe Giddy again. High for me, Giddy. Giddy, I don't know why Giddy is being ranked so high. Does he suddenly steal the ball or he improved his free throws or field goal
Because
enough?
many players have been saying he's been good this so far. I mean, in practice.
Yeah, I know he's gonna improve. But from 100 something to 50 something is a big leap, which is possible, but he has a lot of areas that he has to improve on for that leap to happen. So
OG.
okay, OG.
I mean, Zach
OG.
has been really falling. I think many are worried about the injury he had
Yeah.
last year.
Actually, I like John Collins for your team. Try to
Uh,
preserve your free throws.
Yeah,
You're strong
actually,
with your
I also like.
free throws solid, your assists solid, your steals are there. I think rebounds need a little help, but overall turnovers is a little problematic because you have a lot of point guards as of now. But 3 pointers
But sometimes
and
I don't tend to look into turnovers when I
yeah,
draft because we don't really know what's gonna happen. But other teams can have more turnovers as well. So anyway, let's see who falls. But Levine's
how does
still there.
CJ get picked ahead of Zach LaVine and Chris Middleton? I don't understand why. Are they worried because of the INJ?
Yeah, they might be because they're coming off an injury. I think that's the
Still,
biggest.
right now, this draft is weird. CJ going ahead, Josh Giddey going ahead, Desmond Bain going ahead of
Tyler
Tyler Hero
Hero
going ahead
goes.
of Zach LaVine.
Tyler Hero gets 55. I mean, these are reach already.
I don't like this pick for
Back to
him
back
again.
reach picks. I think Brown and Hero there. Zach
There,
Lavine gets picked.
that's a good pick. That's
I think
56th
this
pick.
Jokic team is doing okay. I mean, Butler might be a risky pick, but you know if he
He
performs
lacks.
this year,
But he went with the two steals, Levine and Middleton. So okay, okay, that's good. I just if you look at his team, definitely punting blocks already at this point. The problem is who's gonna help Jokic with assists here.
I mean
So
assists and rebounding. I think
yes.
these guys are kind of like scorers, threes. I think yes, the threes there, the scoring is there, the free throw is there, uh, assist and
Free throw
rebounding.
points, threes. Yeah, free throw points, threes are strong.
Yeah,
But steals,
might
blocks are
might be
not as
way
strong.
too strong. Might be way too strong.
Ingram,
Clay
okay,
Thompson gets picked. What's that? 59.
a little high also. So people are reaching. This is the part of the draft.
Yeah, these are
When you're in the 14 team draft, round 5 is around 56 to 70. So this is where it's tough. I would suggest to Jeremy to put out a queue because it's gonna be
yeah.
tough
Okay,
because you
let's
might
put some
get
Q.
might have some problems
So we
later
we
on. I
like
think
John
Collins is
Collins
good.
later.
I like John Collins.
We don't like. I don't like D'Angelo.
No. Maybe put Nurkic in there first, even if you don't like him, just for a
Just in
little,
case, right? Just in
comparison.
case.
I like Potel, but not for your team because he's
No,
gonna. But he's a
Poto
twin.
just got picked, right? Hield got picked already.
Whoa,
Sengun got
Sengun.
picked. I mean,
Big
it was
Potel.
Brandon
I think
Ingram,
Potel should be
Sengun,
good.
and Hield.
Total
Potel, where's
30.
Potel? All right, Potel's
Total
here.
68. He's actually a great pick at that position, but
Or would Wendell
it-
Carter be a better fit?
better fit wise, yes. Wendell Carter should be a better fit, but at 70 something, a little high for my taste again. But
69.
for your fit for your team, I think he's okay. I think he's okay. Is
Uh,
Capella already picked?
no,
What
Capella's way below,
Capella
I think.
74. Capella 74.
Here.
Yeah, Capella 74. So actually, at your range, Jalen Green is one of my favorite picks there.
I don't like Jalen Green though.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, if I were, I like Green. I
Nothing,
like Jalen Green this year. I would not pick Buddy Hield and Klay Thompson ahead of Jalen Green this year.
true.
That's even
I
Tyler
probably
Hero. Even Tyler Hero. I would pick Jalen Green ahead of Josh Giddey. That's how high I
so
am. I have
Maxi gets picked. I mean, this is just you know, very young team. I think if this was a dynasty league, this guy Dale would be, killing it with with very young players.
Rollins got picked.
Bronson got picked.
I like GD's team. I like it. He has balance in his team.
Yeah.
He doesn't have those poor free throw shooters, but not be as strong in the steals and blocks
Mo
department.
Bamba gets to 66. I think that's way too high.
Too high. Bamba's too high. Bamba was a reach.
All right, so
Oh, it's your turn.
Nurkic is there.
Uh,
Wendell
uh,
Carter's there. I don't like Poole. I don't like D'Angelo. Should I take a
gonna let
chance on
you talk it out.
Banquero? Or Banquero is too high.
69, yeah. Just no value, but just there. MPJ, someone to consider at this point. Solid. So up to you.
Wait.
As
So
I
we
said,
have does Nurkic have a forward eligibility? No.
no, just center.
Ah, I might
You have to
take
go
Nurkic
green.
here. Green?
Pick Nurkic.
Yeah, I might pick Nurkic. Or I might still be able to get Green though. So I'll go Nurkic.
Okay. Again, it's your team. So let's support JJT.
I'll go Nurkic.
But let's hope the only worry for Nurkic should be the free throws. But yeah, I mean that's okay. We might get Green at the return,
Yeah.
or of course MPJ will still be there. Those two are actually solid. MPJ and Green. Yeah, maybe your
I'm
choice.
worried about MPJ, so I'll probably go Green.
Franz Wagner. Franz Wagner is another player I like here. So
Actually, now
those
that you
players.
reminded me, I like Franz Wagner over Jalen
Yeah,
Green.
Franz Wagner is a good pick at this range. So you can choose between there.
No, I
Okay,
like
Randall, we
Franz
don't care
Wagner.
about Randall.
Franz Wagner's been killing it in the qualifiers.
Yeah. So it's MPJ, Jalen Green, Franz Wagner for me. Maybe look down a little. Maybe there's some other players at this point.
No,
I
no,
think
no.
that
I
those
guess no one better than the guys you mentioned.
at this range, yes, this range. So again, your choice
No,
here.
I'll go Franz Wagner.
Okay. Let us see the results. Draft results. Okay, yes, we're here. JJT's team get looking solid. Jalen Green goes right after. Kind of low, 73. He usually goes in the 50s. So this is really a
So
weird draft.
what round are we in already? This is the sixth
Round
round.
6. Round
Right.
6. Jalen going round 6 in a 14-team draft is very rare. It's very rare. And going after D'Angelo Russell is even more rare. The Russell Randall combo is a combo that two players we don't really like in fantasy.
Which is good. which is good for us.
Yes.
You know, if
Right.
players we don't like are picked ahead before we get to draft, then that's
Maybe
good.
you can go at the draft board and let's talk about players that we don't like since you still have a
Wait,
long while.
this is the draft board.
I mean the
Oh, the
players
players.
list.
All right.
At this point, we're at 74. Tobias,
I
the player we
think
don't like.
Poole is a little too high for 74.
He goes in the 60s. So at the 70s, it's just right. I mean, not still our preference. My preference, I don't think it's your preference, but
No.
it's not that bad anymore.
Tobias
But
at 74 is okay. I mean, like we talked
Tobias
about
at
him.
74. I mean, I won't pick Tobias ahead of Poole. I don't think you would, right?
Yeah. But you know, I won't pick Tobias ahead of players like Wendell Carter or maybe some of the
Yeah.
guys here.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean Capella. I'd rather my I know there's risk on Capella, but I'd rather pick Capella.
Actually, in our offline draft, it's my turn to pick. I'm just thinking
Devin
right
Vassell
now.
gets picked at 76.
Still solid. He should be top 70 this year. Keldon and Vassell are solid there. Total Keldon and Vassell at this range. So still solid. Players who I'm not too sure at this point.
This is the third year, I guess, that I picked Nurkic. I think 2 years ago was the high Nurkic second round pick, right? I think that was 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Then last year, I had some nice value with Nurkic. Hopefully this year he gets better.
Players here I find overvalue. One is Jeremy Grant, a little high since he's going to Portland. He's at 76 here. ADP of 79. That's high for me. Mitchell Robinson, 87.5 ADP.
Mitchell
That's
Robinson
high for
has
me.
always been high.
Yeah.
Never been a low rank player.
I'm worried about Herbert Jones also at 80 something. If he doesn't start, is a specialist at steals, so that's a little high for me. Keegan Murray at 87 is a little high for me, even if he was so good in the summer league.
So
I'd rather have Jabari Smith ahead of Keegan Murray. So
GD is forming a nice team here with Wendell Carter. He picked Wendell Carter.
You can see the strategy of GD. He's going with balanced approach.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to punt. Doesn't want poor free throw shooters. Or his big men, Collins, Carter, Vucevic. These are guys who shoot the ball well, more well-rounded stats. So that's where he's going. So it's a solid team. It's a very solid team.
The only thing
Roto,
I think
this might be solid.
Yeah, the only thing that might be missing here would be the stocks.
Yeah.
I mean, these players are not really known for their defense. Maybe Wendell Carter a bit, but
I like Laurie. 78, solid player. We didn't see Laurie a while ago. He could be considered with France at that position. So I like Laurie. I like this pick. I like the market and pick.
Now Banchero has been falling. At least if you base it on the draft, even if you base it on the ADP, he has fell way too.
Actually, it's MPJ. I'm more there's no way Jamal. Jamal's been picked ahead of MPJ. MPJ is the guy I'm really seeing as falling at this point.
No, MPJ. A lot of managers have been burned by MPJ last year. I would understand why he's falling. He there's a chance that he shouldn't be falling that low, but I can see why managers are staying away.
His ADP has been rising the past few weeks. The increase in his ADP has been
the ADP 71, so he's already fell way below. Well, not really too.
Not way below. Not way below. He started
below.
at past 100. The ADP starting to climb up. Starting to climb up, and right now at 80 something, if you get MPJ at that position, it's another steal.
I think
it's another steal here.
I think someone would pick him at this point.
Yeah, someone would pick him.
The next probably the next 4 or 5 picks.
Herbert Jones is someone I'm worried about.
Andrew Wiggins at 80. You like that?
No, I don't like that. If another 2 rounds, maybe 90 to 100 is okay, but not at 80. Again, Jabari Smith
Isaiah Jackson is ranked 85. Do you like that?
about that in our Indiana preview.
I
It's a
still
hit or
like
miss pick.
Jalen Smith. I still like Jalen Smith though.
Capella 81. That's solid. It's a solid pick. Capella at 81. That's good. It's really good. There's going to be a lot of values with the way this draft is going, where there's a lot of reaches. Not just one. I mean, Clay, Buddy Hield, even Brunson,
Even
early
Giddy,
on,
De'Aaron Fox,
Mo
Jalen
Bamba,
Brown.
De'Aaron Fox early on, Wiggins. So, a lot of players like Draymond going 82nd is, I think, good value already. And again, MPJ is still there at 83. Poole is there. Ben Simmons at this point is already a good
So
gamble.
Banchero gets to 83rd. Our next pick could be Russell
Should
Westbrook.
be PJ. If PJ falls to you, don't even think about it. You just pick PJ Washington. He's perfect for your team. Perfect for your team.
MPJ gets picked at 84th.
I think this is the first the team with the first pick. The team with the first pick with
yeah.
Jokic, yes. Again, he's going crazy with the 3-pointers
You know,
and points.
the value that would have been a really nice value, but the challenge here is that he has way too much scoring.
I see his strategy. I don't think he planned this, but the way these guys fell to him, Levine, Chris Middleton, MPJ, Bradley Beal. I mean, the way Jimmy Butler.
Just get them.
Yes, I think his strategy is just to get these players because they're falling. Worry about the fit later. I could trade them. I could, do moves later. But the more important part is he has the pieces now to make moves. Because
but again, these are not even players who are very trade. When it comes to the trade market, these are not players who are in demand.
But the RJ and Dylan Brooks, 85 and 86.
Well,
that's
Dylan Brooks is the usage king.
I mean, the 7th round is starting.
No, we kind of like those the players reaching. Poole is still there.
You like it because it's gonna help your team.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm just saying that starting 7th round starting this way is crazy. I mean, you see, to have RJ Barrett and Dylan Brooks in the 7th round, whether it's a 14 team, it's too high. It's just too high. Too high.
Ben Simmons
would have been the better pick. Pick at 88. Yeah. That's good.
Who else is there?
Zubac is a good pick at this point. He's a center you could consider at this late draft. He's a solid player.
No, I might go with Zubac. I might go with PJ. What's that? 97? I think 97.
Yes, okay. 94. PJ's should be a good pick for you. PJ and Brandon Clark, they're solid players.
Yeah, but I think PJ's role might be better. Plus better free throws.
Okay, looking at this draft board right now, Jordan Poole again becoming a value.
So let's see who Choosy would choose. Jaren Jackson's out. Not up. I think.
But 89, I think he's trying to hope. He's hoping that he comes back earlier than expected. He gets a steal, but I don't like it that high.
I'd rather not.
Don't like it that high.
The ADP
it works for us.
I think, yeah, like I said, it
works for us. If someone wants to pick Lonzo, that also works. I think at this point,
or Russell Westbrook.
let's queue some guys so that we can go down the list as we
So
wait.
okay, right. What
Okay.
the players we like?
Pool,
We like
Zubac,
we like Pool at
Pool,
this,
Zubac.
but I like PJ over Zubac. though.
PJ, you can go PJ. Let's just queue
Yeah.
them. I think you like Jalen Smith, you said.
Yeah, I like Jaden Smith
H2H.
over Zubac as
Yeah.
well.
Zubac, but you can put Zubac there just to put him in the list, I think. And then Sadiq is okay, I think, for your team. You need some 3-pointers also. So
Yep.
it's
Alright.
a good consideration. I like Jabari,
We
Brandon
can go
Clark.
Brandon Clark, yeah.
Jabari Smith is also okay. Kyle Lowry actually is, well, you don't like him, I know, but at 100, he's also solid.
He might still fall. I think he'll still
Yeah.
fall.
So Jabari Smith, for me, I like him at
Do I have a
96.
rookie? I don't have a rookie, right?
No, you don't have a
Right.
rookie.
So I don't want too many rookies in my team.
Yeah, Jabari
You can go
falls to you.
Jabari.
So looking
Kuzma.
down,
Kuzma might be okay.
also. Okay, so there's 2 picks before your turn. KPJ.
Wait. I
Anything?
have to queue Isaiah Jackson in case that I missed out. I kind of like Isaiah Jackson.
Okay.
And Kuzma. I'll queue Kuzma.
Rocco is solid, I think. Although he's gonna go for KPJ.
He's gonna fall. Oh,
Yeah, KPJ is there.
I don't like KPJ. Do you like KPJ? Why
But
do you
for
like
your
KPJ?
team, it's actually okay. He's a solid player for your team. You can queue him. Just not
Okay, so
necessarily
Poole
gonna
got
pick him.
picked. All of the players we queued pretty much got picked.
Jabari, Poole, Simons. So you still have.
I think
Yeah, it's your turn.
PJ is
It's your turn.
PJ is the next choice we have at 97. I think he's the
Yeah, I love that pick. I love it.
because the other guys that we queued like Poole, Sadiq, and Jabari Smith got picked ahead.
So can we see the other? Where's your queue? I can't see your queue.
Here, hold on. Here. On the right most.
Right most. Oh yeah, it's covered by our faces. But okay.
You can move our faces. Now the next one, wait. Let's see. I can go Clark. Wait,
Yeah,
Clark
I like Clark.
ahead.
I like Clark.
Or Zubac. But Zubac is,
Well,
I feel like it's at 100. I think Zubac is a little too high. Zubac can be dropped within the season.
Can I see the player list again? Okay. Yeah, Clark is your best option. You like Jalen Smith, so I'm okay also with Jalen Smith for your team. It's actually also solid.
Wait,
Based on the players you like, I guess these are the best options.
I think Clark or Jalen Smith. Let's see.
Don't forget your sleeper guy, Trey Jones. He's perfect for your team because you need some more help in the assist department.
Maybe in the next one we could get him. Hopefully. Yeah. What's his rank?
He's down there, 120 something, I think.
Oh,
there,
my.
125.
All right,
just
someone could pick him there. If we can just hide his name. Oh, he got picked. It's like someone's listening to us.
99. That's high. That's too high.
That's high, but I don't think it's too high. I'll pick Jalen. Jalen starts, right? Jalen starts.
Yeah, supposedly he starts.
Wait. Let me see. Jalen and Clark. I'm choosing between Jalen and Clark. What do I need here? You might need a little. So rebounding, they're projected is pretty much the same, right? All right, I'll go Jalen.
Right now, for me, I would go strong on the point guards and guards, 3-pointers. I would consider improving threes and assists because you may have overdrafted on bigs already the past few rounds with
Yeah.
PJ, Jalen Clark, and then you had Nurkic, and then you had so many
No,
players
so
there.
wait,
So
I think I'll
yeah,
have to remove Zubac. I'll have to remove this guy.
those guys won't fall to you right now.
Yeah.
Going
Kuzma,
going down
I'll keep
again.
Kuzma there.
KPJ, I know you don't like him, but cue him for your sake. Just to put him there.
No, I think
He took
he's
your
not
team.
there anymore. Is he?
He's there. He's there. I saw him
Oh,
there,
here.
109. And
Okay, let's
then
get some guards here.
Monte Morris. Monte Morris fits your team a lot at 118. Again, if Trey Jones goes 99, you get Monte Morris at 120 something. Perfect. Perfect. Trey Jones doesn't score. He doesn't shoot. He's you know gonna get the opportunity, but there's a lot of fat holes in his fantasy game. I like Melton. I know you don't like him as much.
Not as well. Depends. I no, it's not that I don't like him. It just depends on where he falls, I guess.
He's ranked. I just saw him 130 something.
Yeah.
141. 141.
But I'll probably.
Fultz, Markel Fultz is there. So another player that can help you.
I
123.
actually kind of like Fultz, but I think wait, I have. I also don't like too many. So I only have one Orlando player, one Orlando player, and a couple of Portland guys. Dorian Finney-Smith, another favorite of mine, but we need a little more assists, right? And some threes actually. Fultz or Cole? That's been our debate in our depth chart.
For your team, maybe Fultz. Although 3-pointers, Cole has more 3-pointers. So I think Monte is the perfect balance of the two.
Monte is probably the safest.
Yeah. Actually, Mike Conley later on, somebody to consider also. Yeah, I know
He's old.
he's old, but still.
He might stay in
Right.
Utah. I've been hearing uh, some stuff about him. Him being the hardest to trade because of his contract.
Yeah.
So he might stay in Utah, which probably is not a good thing for him. So I'm gonna stay away from that. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see the others. So Kevin Porter got picked already. Sexton, Lowry. So after Jalen Smith, it was Josh Hart, Kyle Lowry, Sexton, Zubac, Porter, Portis, Mitch Robinson, John Wall, and now Jaden McDaniels gets
That's
picked.
high. Jaden is a little high.
Jaden's
Wall is
the
super high.
what? Minnesota, Jaden, right?
Yeah, Minnesota. That's high. I'm looking at some other players here in the list.
Isaiah Jackson hasn't been picked.
We're at the point right now at round 9 that you can look for some good value. Colin Sexton has been picked or
Yeah,
no?
he has been picked.
Okay. It'll be great
Russell
value.
Westbrook goes 110.
Nah, no thanks.
Who got
Nah,
him?
don't
Tim
do
Boyak
that.
got him. Not really. It's actually kind of a weird pick as well because he has players who are, he has Luca, so I think that could.
You can consider later on Spencer Dinwiddie, Bones Highland, one of for the last picks. Maybe you can type them so you can.
Miles Bridges
Miles
gets picked.
Bridges. No, no, no.
I don't think he's
I don't
gonna
know what
play.
happened.
I don't think any team's gonna sign
Oh, this
him.
is not good. Miles Bridges being picked top 120 is no. He started off well. I hope he doesn't listen here, but he started off well with
He will
the
listen to it. I
Gobert.
will upload it. But yeah,
Yeah, Giannis Gobert one. I like that move.
guys,
But after that,
don't take it personally. These are just our opinion. If you feel that
yeah.
it was a good
But
pick for
Miles
you,
is not gonna play. So
yeah, Miles. The
okay.
chances of Miles playing are like 1% at this point. No team's gonna sign him while he's fixing his stuff.
Oh well. Good for you again.
So Brandon Clark goes to 112. That's nice, solid value there. And who did so? The first pick guy, he's been getting the value, like you said, it's been getting the value picks. And Lonzo at
Yeah.
round 9 is a good risk already. Jordan Clarkson gets picked. So we have I've queued Kyle Kuzma. I think I might pick him. Do I need assist? I might, right?
You might need some more assists, some more
Yeah.
help there.
If I need assist, I might go with Monte. I actually like Keegan Murray. Just a little too high at 115, but I,
No,
one of
at this point it's okay. Past 120.
no, but I think there are other. I just feel like Kuzma might be a better option. Yeah. So let's queue some people. If I go Monte, I might go Monte Faults. I have too many bigs already, I think. Or well, at
But you
least
need 3-pointers. Your 3-pointers, I don't know.
are not good.
Can
Because
look at the projected standings where you are. So your threes, yeah. I mean, you need help there. Considering you had Lillard as your first pick, that's not
yeah,
good.
true.
Can you project your assists also? So yeah,
So
I
where
think
are
you need
we?
help.
Okay, so let's look at this. So free throws are good. And the points, right?
Hmm.
I need more scoring. All right. So let's work on that. If I need more threes and
Actually, if
points,
Gordon Hayward falls to you, I'll pick Gordon Hayward over Kuzma easily.
really?
125 Gordon Hayward, even if he's injury prone, that's
Why?
solid.
Why over Kuzma? Kuzma's well,
Um,
I don't have assists with Kuzma, but I'll have threes. I
you're
might
not
go
punting free
cold. I
throws.
might go cold though. I'll try to keep cold as well.
I'll go Hayward Morris if I were you. That's my choice there.
Is Hayward gonna
Although,
be available?
yeah, Hayward's gonna be available. 125 is very solid. Even Isaiah Jackson actually. Even I know you're punting blocks, but come
No,
on.
I am. I'm over. Yeah, I say Jackson at 120 is way too low already.
Yes, way too low. He shouldn't be outside this 120 range. Should not have been outside the 110 range. So that's too low. Norman Powell also is also solid. Someone you can consider. I know we talked about players that we said will be not really our favorites, but it's in relation to where they're gonna be picked. Norman Powell at 125 or 128 per
Gordon
gen
Hayward gets
gonna be
picked
picked
already.
is solid. It's a solid solid position. That's why I said even Mike Conley is solid at this point.
So let's see. I don't think Kuzma falls to us, so I might either go Monte or Cole.
DFS. DFS is also okay.
Yeah, I know, but I just feel like DFS might still fall. I mean, he's not really a very popular fantasy player.
Yeah, but you know, to a
He
point.
might get here the next round 11. Do you think he still gets there?
In
I
a
actually love DFS, but I'm
in
just
a
thinking
draft,
he might,
in this draft, it might actually he might fall.
right?
Might fall because this draft is kind of weird. I mean, some hype players are there.
So Kuzma
Uh,
gets picked.
yeah, some hype players remain there. I see Jackson. I see Onyeka Okongwu. I see a lot of hype players there.
With their
Yeah,
Okongwu. They
Okongwu gets
just
picked.
sure Isaiah Jackson might get picked next. But I'm leaning towards Cole here.
Vanderbilt is there. Isaiah Stewart, Robert Covington. I mean, these guys are all solid picks at this point. Not gonna
Does Cole
go
have?
wrong
Oh,
with.
Cole doesn't have a shooting guard. I'm thinking if I should go Cole and Monte back to back. What do you think?
Probably not my preference. I'd probably go Monte and another player.
You really like Monte?
Well, I like Monte. And for your team, I like Monte even more. I mean, you need assists, and he's the starting point guard of Washington. He's not going to be playing with Nikola Jokic this year, so he should be. I mean, he's not going to be a top 100 guy, you know that, but you need assists. He gives you assists. Solid 3-pointers, so I guess he's a solid pick already.
Yeah.
And again,
But
we are punting blocks, but if Isaiah Jackson falls to you, I don't know how you can.
my threes and my assists are way too low.
Yeah, but it's a good value. Sometimes if he breaks out, you can just easily trade him at this point. I mean, 10th round. Who did they
Right.
get pick?
If he falls to me, I might pick AC Jackson. It's weird.
Isaiah
I'm
Stewart
leaning so
falling.
much towards Cole here, even though I like Fultz over Cole, but I'm thinking about Monte. Come on.
Up to you. It's your call,
Yeah, no,
but
it's
you can go with
If
Cole
Jackson
also.
falls here, if Angelo doesn't pick Isaiah Jackson, I'm gonna pick him. And then maybe I'm choosing between Cole and Monte. Who's the backup at Washington though? So he gets picked, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Isaiah Jackson.
Washington, who's the backup of Washington? I think Delon Wright, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Delon. But I'm pretty sure he's starting.
All right, I might just go with the Cole Monte pick. Let's see. And then this is round 10, right? Round 9 and
Mm-hmm.
10. All right, so I'm gonna go Monte. All right, wait. I think I should go Cole first. Because I'm hoping Monte might not get picked. Cole's there's a higher chance someone picks Cole. I mean, at least this Ampin guy. We haven't seen the results here. So did we improve a bit? No, we did not.
The assist.
The assist,
Yeah.
we did.
How about rebounds? You're solid there. Yeah. Might have overdrafted there. But these are roto projections actually. So
Are these
not really
roto
that.
projections?
Yeah. I mean it's a roto projected standings, not really head to
But you
head.
sometimes want to feel good, right? And try to get there. Try to get a high standing. And then I'll go Monte. And then maybe if
Vanderbilt, great pick.
Dorian Finney-Smith gets to me, I'll pick him too.
Can maybe for your last two picks, just put out a long queue. Then see
Yeah,
who
good.
falls. Powell for me is someone to consider there.
Cam, maybe. Yeah,
Cam, yeah.
I
Cam,
like
three
Cam.
pointers, that's someone to consider.
Uh,
Mike Conley, Markel Fultz, I think consider those guys already at this point.
right. So we're gonna pick Monte.
You can put Fultz there, Stewart, just in case, whatever. Hartenstein is also solid.
Is
Conley,
Hartenstein starting? So Duarte
no,
gets picked.
gonna
Norm
be the
Powell.
Norman
Norm Powell got picked.
Nerlens Noel
Oh
role.
wait, let's
Patrick
put Melton
Williams,
here. I think
Melton
Melton's
there, yeah,
good value
Melton.
there,
Dinwiddie,
and it's a good fit as well.
Dinwiddie. I think, if your last pick is Harry Eason or Jaden Ivey, that's also solid. Bones Highland.
Where's
Well, I would have
Bones?
chosen Bones, but yeah, Bones Highland there.
Someone might pick Bones.
Jalen Suggs is also solid, but you got Cole Anthony already. But Suggs is also solid. Who
But
else do
it's
we have
not
here?
that Isaiah Hartenstein is put him there.
Yeah.
Oh, Cameron Johnson got picked. I don't like Mike Conley because if he doesn't get traded, that's gonna kill his value.
Okay. Makes
But
sense.
I don't know much about Tyree Eason. Is he good?
Could be your last pick. One of your position for your last pick, somebody to consider if there's nobody else there
How
with
about
higher
Jonathan?
upside.
No, we don't like Jonathan Isaacs. We have a bunch of
No.
Orlando guys. How about Kevin Love? I think gotta get Kevin Love.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they lost Markkanen. You need some trees. It's gonna help you there.
Derek White.
Not that much. Who else?
Boucher is still here. What happened to
I think
Boucher?
there are just a lot of players already in this position. Otto Porter is joining Toronto, so
Ah,
it's gonna be problematic. Damian Jones is somebody to consider also, just in case he gets a starting
no, not
position.
Precious.
Damian.
Malik Monk.
Malik Monk in Sacramento, yeah, I guess. Last pick, possibly. Bagley, if you want to consider him.
Caleb Martin. Yeah,
Caleb Martin, yeah, Miami. It's also
we just
somebody.
talked about him. Ayo might be a good
Ayo
pick.
and Caruso. Quentin Grimes from New
Where's
York.
Caruso though? Oh, here.
There. Caruso, Bagley, what do you consider? For last picks, Poku is okay. Trey Murphy is okay. A lot of players there to
Okihi.
consider.
Oh no, but we
Pat
have
Bev.
so many
Pat
Orlando
Bev.
players.
There, Patrick Beverly at 217. It's a good. Walker Kessler.
So bunch of players here in our queues. So let's see what's going on. There's not much. So Jason
Who's
Tate,
leading the projected rankings or standings? Ryan. Let us look at Ryan's team.
Ryan Steve
Ryan
is
and Keith. Let us see how they chose. There, Ryan's special team there.
Keith chose the Kevin Durant, Kyrie, Kawhi.
Where?
Here.
Keith. The Keith one. Okay.
So let's see Keith's team. This one's Keith's team.
he went with the risky combo.
Yeah, that good combo as well with the, he's got some blocks there, sneak some blocks in with Jakob, Zubak,
I
and
like the
Jakob.
Jakob pick, yes. I like the Vassell and Jakob pick. That's very good value. Actually, he's number one because he had good value in Kyrie. He had good value in
Yeah.
KD, who was ranked second. They picked him 9th. Kyrie 13th. They picked him, 40 something. And then Kawhi, of course, picking him 50 something. That's
Yeah, like I
super
said, if
great value.
these three players, play 60, 65 games, he's gonna be solid here.
Yeah. And then the
Ryan's
other
team,
team is Ryan. Ryan's spectacular team. He had Trey.
he got
It's a
some,
balanced team.
yeah.
It's a balanced team.
Rashawn Holmes still being picked.
Holmes. Well, if Sabonis gets injured, he's gonna get he's gonna get his chance.
All right, so there's a good chance Dorian Finney-Smith still gets to me. Kevin Love got picked. So let's see who's leading once again. So now, well, Bold's team is now leading. Let's see his team. He got the value players, right?
Yeah. He basically got all the value players. Then, aside from the RJ Barrett pick, which I really didn't like, the rest were solid. Although, I don't like Barrett, Conley, and Holmes. His last picks were just okay, but he had so much value. I mean, look at that. Around 3, 6, 7, 8 players in the top 100 in his team. In a 14-team league is very solid. Very solid. And the fact that the values that he got outside of Jimmy Butler, maybe there's no one there that's sure to miss a lot of games.
Well, that's why, I think some of the managers felt that these guys might miss lots of games. That's why they didn't pick them.
Yeah,
That's why
but
they dropped.
if you look at his team, aside from Lonzo, maybe that's the really risky pick there.
Right, Jaden Ivey gets picked 144. Still looking good with Dorian Finney-Smith, or some of our old reliables here. Dorian Finney-Smith, Anthony Melton.
People are just gonna block players left and right here. I mean,
what round is this? This is round 11.
11, yes.
So yeah, lots of managers are gonna reach here for some hit or miss kind of picks, right? Because these are the players that you don't mind dropping later on. But I still feel like there's a lot more value. I mean, Bones still there, Hartenstein still there, Melton, like we said, Dorian Finney-Smith. I really hope he's gonna fall to me because I've always picked him pretty much every year.
There goes Bones.
Yeah. And then Caruso, Dosunmu. I mean, these guys would benefit from Lonzo being out for sure. So lots of value still. And our leagues are also just 12-man deep, like 12-team roster, just to allow more room for adding players, right? There's going to be a lot of players left in the waiver wire after this draft. So I'm pretty sure some of these managers would be dropping some of their picks. here.
I see a
So
lot of surprises there also. I saw JaVale. Although JaVale probably would start in Dallas.
JaVale would
Um,
start, right? I think
yeah,
we
but
talked about it.
the upside is low, and it's round 10. Maybe I would prefer somebody.
And JaVale can't play more than 25 minutes
Harrell, okay. These are the players you'll see in the waiver wire after a
after the
couple of
draft.
games. Melton, that's a good pick.
Come on, come on.
Good pick.
Dorian Finney-Smith, let's go.
Hartenstein, also solid. One of the players I like. I mean, I saw Cam pick Colin Sexton, then Bogdan Bogdanovic. It's two solid picks. Although Bogdan, of course, is injured, but at round 9, that's solid already, I think.
Yeah. Seems like he was just an afterthought. I mean, it's still a solid player. Cam is actually, if I'm not mistaken, one of our four or three female players.
Okay. That's a solid pick. That's a solid draft.
Ah,
Derek White, pick right before you.
why? Damn.
You have a lot of point guards already, though. You picked back-to-back point guards.
Yeah,
Then
I
you have
know.
Lillard, you have Cade, you have maybe your wing position is the players that you have to consider at this point.
Uh,
That would have been perfect. Dorian
no.
would have been perfect.
Yeah, I know, right? No, wait. Do I have shooting guards? Yeah, I have shooting guards. What
You have a lot
position
of
do I lack?
guards.
I don't have small forwards actually.
Yeah, shooting guard, small forwards. That's why I think Caleb Martin that you have in your queue probably
This is
is
round
your best
11
pick.
anyway.
Tari Eason, I guess, is another player you consider, but for your last pick only. Uh,
Uh,
I don't like the other options.
Dorian. Come on. Bruce Brown.
Oh, not really. Yeah, he's okay. Bruce is okay, but I would choose Caleb. He's starting. He's got all the chances in the
Yeah.
world. Yeah.
There's really no better option, I guess. Here.
And then you might be overloaded with point guards, but the best point guards, best positions left there, Dinwiddie, Pat Bev. Those are the guys I like. If you need another small forward, well, there's not really much here that I really like.
Wait, so now let's pick some. We can choose the highest. Yeah, I mean the best the
It's
best
your
player.
last pick. Your
I
last pick.
know. I mean, I can't believe no one picked Dinwiddie. He's starting, right?
I'm gonna go Walker Kessler if I were you. I'm just gonna go big, and I mean
Who's Utah's center?
Walker Kessler.
No, they have a starter, right? Is it
No,
Walker?
it's Walker. It's him
Right.
or Azubuki.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. I remember now. Yeah.
yeah, I know he doesn't fit your team, but if he plays so
No,
well, just
yeah. Let's
offer him.
just flip him.
Yeah,
I
just put
mean,
him there,
at
and
this
then
point, I
last pick
think
him.
we can already pick the high potential type of
Yep,
players, and
and he's perfect. He's gonna be
and
the
there will
guy
be a
you pick.
lots of. How about Quentin Grimes?
He's also solid. Yeah. If in the training camp they pick him to start over Fournier, he's gonna blow up for sure. But we don't know that yet. Of course, training camp hasn't started.
So, do you think Kessler would be the better pick over Grimes?
Grimes fits your team better, but I like Kessler. I think the chances of Kessler this year to break out is, well, he's a rookie, but to really be a hot fantasy asset, it's still Walker Kessler for me. In the preseason, if he blows up, could easily trade him right away. Because it's gonna be, oh, the rookie, who's this guy? Easier sell. Or easier than Andre
Yeah.
Drummond for sure.
And New York still has Tom Thibodeau, so we don't know how that
True.
goes. All right, so let's take a chance on Walker Kessler because there's really not
Approved.
much, and a lot of players here would probably still be there, even
Waiver wire.
waiver
Yeah.
wire players. So
There you go.
let's see where
You
we
won't have a
stand.
you
I'm
won't
in
have
the
a high projection because you have a rookie. You picked a rookie at the last position with no projected. That's why this is not accurate because rookies don't have projections here.
interesting.
That's it. That's it.
Let's see. Let's round out the draft. I think we just have to wait for who gets picked, who gets left behind here. So there are a few more players. I mean, there's lots of players still. Did Weedy still there? I mean, Dosunmo and Caruso. Caruso. I thought would be a player that's going to be popular because Lonzo's
Well,
out.
Pat Bev is a surprise for me. That's still
Well,
there.
no one really likes Pat Bev. I mean, both,
Yeah.
both literally and in fantasy, I guess.
But he's solid.
But the question always still is, would he start? How did they play him?
Although the last rumor is they're gonna start Kendrick Nunn. So that might be one reason also.
Yeah. Kevin Werther gets picked. Isaac gets picked. 160. We never thought about Isaac.
Yeah, we didn't think of Isaac at 161, 160, the last pick.
The last pick, right?
But I would still go with Walker over Isaac. Don't worry.
No, the
I
risk
just
is also too high with Isaac, I guess. Patrick Williams, nice pick. Nasser Little might be, with Jeremy Grant there. I think Nasser Little was a reach.
some players I would not pick here are Little, Montrezl Harrell, Joe Harris, Sean Holmes. I guess Drummond. Well, Drummond is okay. Sa last pick. Aaron Gordon. These are guys I'm not that high
Why?
on.
Aaron Gordon is the starter.
Yeah, but
you're just not a fan. Not a fan.
not a fan. Especially his role is what it is. He's not been a great fantasy prospect. To pick him in round 9 is too early.
Yeah.
Too early. And I would rather pick Tari Eason here. The last pick. Been mentioning his name a lot, but people will know his name this year for sure.
What's the game of Tari Eason?
Tari Eason is basically
Scorer?
combo forward.
All right.
More small forward for now, and I think he's gonna try to push Jason Tate. He's a more athletic than Tate for sure. He can score more than Tate. So, that is where I think that's why I think he should be someone you could consider.
Spencer
Because
Dinwiddie gets picked now.
Yeah. Last 5 picks.
Who else could be
Trey Murphy. I saw Trey Murphy. Saw his name.
Yeah.
There. 209. Again, somebody you want to consider also.
Yeah, that's, let's see. Bojan is not yet picked. Are you gonna pick Bojan? I think for the last pick, you could take a chance. I mean, for sure he's gonna be traded. I mean,
I
there's
guess.
not much here, not much choice here.
I did say there were a lot of players I didn't think what's gonna be picked in a draft.
True.
So a lot of there will be players like Bojan,
Who
Tari,
are the
Eason,
players
surprising.
you're surprised that are picked, that are not picked?
Let's
Gafford,
see.
are you surprised?
Can I that were left undrafted?
Yeah.
Well, your queue has a lot of them.
Actually,
Damian,
yeah.
Caruso, Patbev, Bojan. Actually, Daniel Gafford is also a good last pick if you
Yeah.
want. And then Tari Eason, Thomas Bryant is another player. Who else? There. Kevon Looney is a player who's been being picked. Evan Fournier. People, I know it's not exciting, but Fournier undrafted is surprising for me. Even Malik Monk. Emmanuel Quickly, another player who I think is
Right?
popular last pick.
Seems like there's a lot of players that were not picked.
Yes.
Which is good. Which is good because I think, you know, that can be, I think this is a little early. I know we're drafting a little early. We would have liked it. We would have liked to draft, you know, sometime during the preseason so that we can see who plays, who doesn't play. But we've got so many leagues this year that we couldn't afford to wait until the preseason to start. So we really had to stagger in some of the drafts. So we started off with the low buy-in leagues first towards the higher buy-in leagues. So the higher buy-in leagues gets to see some glimpse of the preseason before they draft. So yeah, I know it's a little too early, but I'm pretty sure the waiver wire will be quite busy as we get into the preseason. All right, yeah, that's it. This is our version of our mock draft. I know we have so many leagues, and then we just wanted to take the opportunity to um, do a commentary on these drafts so that you get to see our takes, especially Commission's take, and don't take it too personal, guys, especially those who drafted. And then don't take it too much. I mean, there's still a lot of things that can go on. Yeah, we might be wrong too. So you
Yeah.
never know. We might be wrong. We're not experts here. We're just fantasy. We just love playing the game of fantasy basketball. So that's why we would like to comment on them. All right, that's it for this. Next draft would be Commission's draft, which is tomorrow. Maybe I'll do the commentary. I'll be I'll try to influence Commission some of the picks as well. Anyway, tomorrow 9:30 is the draft, the Black Mamba League. More experienced managers as well there. So let's see how that goes. All right, we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.